Hello, my name is Hillary of Kieta podcast, our YouTube channel, whatever you want to call this. This is a channel where I talk about mainly what I'm knitting, some sewing, some crocheting, and some spinning. I'm new to spinning and sewing, so I don't do it as much as knitting, but nonetheless, I do it sometimes, and I'll talk about it. Thank you for joining me today. If you're interested in any of those things that I'm talking about, please subscribe to my channel or like the video. It helps me out. Yeah, let's get started. I've got a lot to talk about today. To start, what am I wearing? I am wearing my Harlow Hat by Drea Renee Knits or Andrea Mowry. No surprise there. Always knitting her stuff. It's a brioche hat. It's a pretty basic brioche hat. And I think she even recommends it to those who are new to brioche. You can try it out and get a hat that looks like this. The yarn that I used here is some leftover Lark Quince & Co. If you watch, I think my second podcast, I am wearing Andrea Mowry's throwover sweater, and that wasn't the first time I made it, and I ended up buying more yarn because I wasn't sure if I had enough the first time or if I was going to be able to salvage the yarn from the first sweater I unraveled. But I have so much, I still have so much left over. So I made a hat with it, and then I used Ben Cycle's worsted weight. What is their worsted weight called? Not dyed in the wool, but I think it's Dream State. And I used it, is it Stay Ready? It's their like brown and, I don't know if you can see it there. It's like their brown and gray and beige colored yarn. And I thought it made a super cute hat, and you know, it's my neutral stage. Don't look at my hair. Something that's cool about this hat is that it can be worn inside out. I think a lot of people like this way more whenever I've shown it to them. But alas, I like this way. So this is the way I wear it. Yeah, very fun. Cool, that's what I'm wearing, yay. So let's talk about finished objects. So my first finished object to show you is a Testnet that I kind of touched on in my last YouTube video. It's for Lily Kate France. She needed Testnetters for her Nettie scarf. At the time it didn't have a name, so I don't think I shared her name, but this is the Nettie scarf. She needed testers for the small version, not the large, which I initially thought I was gonna do. And I ended up using a different yarn than I thought I was going to. The linen was kind of, just, I don't know, difficult for me to just get on the needles. I would like to try it again though. I think I just wasn't, the salvage edge looked like it wasn't going to be neat enough with the linen that I was using, and I think I just needed to get farther along in the pattern for it to kind of work itself out. But anyway, I changed the yarn that I was going to use to this Rowan Cotton Glace. Not entirely sure how to say it, but it's spelled G-L-A-C-E with a dash above it. If you look here, you can see the detailing in it. It's so cool. And then she used short rows to kind of make it this boomerang shape. And then in the center here, she has a tuck, which she really likes to use tucks, and I love the tucks. I did a Testnet for her called the Surpass sweater, and it has tucks all on the shoulders. It makes you kind of look cool. When I did that Testnet for a sweater, my first idea was like, I want this to be like I want it to be like rugged. I ended up going for more rustic, but I wanted to like get pictures of myself on a motorcycle with a sweater on. Even though I think it's supposed to be very feminine, and she didn't use like cashmere for it. But that's the fun of knitting patterns, right? That you can use these different yarns and create what you want out of the sweater. Say, hey, I want to make something more edgy, and you can pick a yarn that kind of makes the pattern a little bit more edgy, or you can make it more feminine and soft, or more relaxed. It's just fun, isn't it? Isn't it fun to knit, guys? Oh, I love knitting. Anyway, this is such a good staple piece for spring transitional into summer. Cotton, it's like meshy, it's lightweight. You can style it a million different ways. Here's one of them. This is the kind of way that I've been wearing it, kind of like, I'm a cowboy, let me go ride my horse, stuff like that. And then you can wear it like this, which I wore it like this to the doctor's office the other day. Just kind of casual, like I'm gonna go for a Sunday drive in my convertible, and it's gonna like toss back in the wind and be super cute. Like my imagination there. You could wear it like this if you wanted. Okay, pretend I'm not wearing a hat, but you could wear it like as a handkerchief on your head. And then I know a couple others have been wearing it like this. I think my yarn is a sport weight, so it's a little bit thicker than the other people's, but I've seen her wear it like this. And then, ooh, you might need like a fingering weight yarn to do it, but that's kind of the fun of it, is that you can kind of experiment with different yarns. Excuse me, burping. But yeah, that's my first finished object. All right, my next finished object is another one that I talked about in the previous podcast. It is the Vertices Unite blanket by Stephen West. I use Good Wool by Pearl Soho, and then also some stash yarn that I had, Sayara's alpaca blend. And it's blocked, but my ends aren't weaved in. This is it. Maybe I can put a picture in here that gives a better idea, but I am just like so obsessed with the colors. Look at that. And I think every one that I saw like on the Ravelry projects, like they're all so pretty. For those who don't know, Ravelry is a database for knitting patterns, and you can look and see how others have knitted the pattern. This is my first time using the Good Wool. It is so soft and luxurious. I also bought, so this is gonna be a gift for one of my friends, and I bought her some Eucalyptus zero scented wool wash because I don't know, I wasn't thinking about how she would wash it, but I feel like I haven't really washed my baby blanket at all. So, but anyway, I've given it to her, so it's an easy, accessible way to wash it without it shrinking. Again, here it is. This was such a fast knit. So I started it like the day of my last podcast, and just each section had me excited to go to the next section, and I was just finishing it up so fast. I think I mentioned last time that the color of her baby nursery is the edging on here. Yeah. It's that kind of like light green. As you can see, this isn't I-cord edging. I love I-cord edging. But I think the colors in here will just tie up the room really nicely. I personally love this baby blanket, but I can see it being eccentric, and it's like, could be annoying if you're a perfectionist and want things like perfectly to be able to be stored, like perfect rectangle, if that makes any sense, because it's not even on both sides. So if you're like folding it in half, you know, you have to kind of like think about it, but I guess you can do this. Ha, there you go. But I know it can be annoying, so I'll get something off her registry too, in case she doesn't like it. But it was so fun to knit, and I really hope she does like it. So anyway, see, look, a little square. You can do it, guys. Awesome. Do I have any other finished objects? I don't think so. So let's move on to works in progress. My works in progress include the Nomad Slippers. I posted a little thing on my YouTube video, or like YouTube channel. You can like make a post that my friend that I mentioned in the last podcast, Jord Knits, or her Instagram handle is @jord.knits. We fell in love with Wool & Beyond's Nomad Slippers, so we decided to do a Nomad knit along, Nomad Slipper knit along. And yes, I love it. I love them. I'm almost done. I did play yarn chicken a little bit and I lost. I showed that I got some yarn that my dad gifted me. We went to the Woolly Bully Yarn Co. in Springboro, Ohio, and they had some yarn dyed by, I believe it's SMW Fabrics, dyed locally in Dayton, Ohio, which is where I'm from. And it was so pretty, so I wanted to use it. I didn't really, when I started this, I didn't gauge swatch, and I didn't even calculate how much yarn I had. I was just going to double up the yarn amount, or I was gonna double up, because this calls for DK weight, so I was just gonna double my fingering weight yarn, and I did not like think, hey, you're gonna run out of yarn, because love to live on the edge like that. So I did the bottom of one sole and then realized that I wasn't gonna have enough to finish like the I-cord edging around. So what I decided is that I would rip out the sole of one of these slippers. And I'm still working on the I-cord edging here. I got this much left, which I will be doing right after this. I've been listening to the audiobook of A Court of Thorns and Roses, so getting into that. I know that's kind of a trend that's gone past, but my sister read the books and my mom read the books, so I was like, okay, I'll read the books, or I'll listen to them. I had the book, so when I can, I listen to them, and then I'll go and read it when I'm kind of unable to knit or do anything else. Anyway, so I've been going back and forth between reading and listening. Which I don't know why I brought that up. I think I'm just trying to say that my motivation to make a podcast or a YouTube video is declined because I would rather be knitting and listening to books. So I just finished the Red Queen series, if you've read that. Kind of fun fiction along the same lines of, I don't know, a prince and some girl falling in love. That's the gist of these books, right? Anyway, it uses a honeycomb brioche technique. If you've never done brioche, I highly recommend trying it. It's not as hard as you think. And so I went to the yarn store. Story of my life. And I bought this Farmer's Daughters sock yarn, and I'm gonna make the sole of these slippers out of this, which I think will go nicely together. Maybe I'm like looking at it, and because it has hues of like blue and kind of a light blue and a brown, and I think that it'll go together. You're not really gonna see this anyway, so it still showcases the fiber that I got at Woolly Bully Yarn Co. in Springboro very nicely, and I think it's very pretty. It kind of reminds me of dragon scales. Yeah. And then I think I'll have enough left over to make some other socks out of this. So, and I'm counting this as my 6 socks. I mean, these are slippers. Socks, slippers, same thing. If anything, these are probably gonna get more wear, so. Well, that is what I'm working on. So, a couple episodes ago, I told you guys that I wanted to knit this cardigan. Let me see if they have other pictures in here. And I do plan to knit this cardigan after I make these slippers because they use the same needle, so it's giving me motivation to get through these slippers. So they should be done probably this week. I should be able to get both soles. I think I'm gonna knit them 2 at a time. I should be able to get them done this week. Other than that, I decided to bring my Scribble top because who's excited for summer knits? Me, I'm very excited. I love summer and I love wearing my knits in the summertime because I like the cotton and I feel like I get more use out of them. I don't know why. I think maybe the fabric, maybe I pretend that I can deal with cotton or wool and I really can't. Maybe that's why I'm not attracted to my sweaters. I don't know. This is, hold on. I'm gonna show you my Scribble top progress from last summer. I feel like it looks like a work of art. These are by Rose Knitwear, or this pattern's by Rose Knitwear. It's a little wrinkled. Another mesh. I love it, I love it. The yarn that I'm using kind of actually reminds me of the same hues of the SMW fabric that I'm working on with the slippers right now. But it's this, I don't really know what to call this cotton yarn. But can you see it? It has like these kind of speckles in it and it's like a blue and gray. So I guess these are my colors too. Blue, gray, brown, mixed together. Super cute. Want this done, want to wear it in Italy. Back to this cardigan. My family, well, my mom, my stepdad, my sister and I are going to Napa in April for my sister's 30th birthday, and I would really like to get that cardigan done so that I can wear it in Napa and get some fun pictures. So after these slippers, that'll be like my focus, but I plan to knit on this some too and get it done. Unfortunately, David's Jaiden Sweater is gonna be on the back burner. I know. But it's, I mean, he can't wear it. He can't wear it right now. It's turning spring. He would sweat. He would be in church like slicking his hair back from sweat wearing that sweater. So Christmas. Probably not Christmas. I'll make it a priority to get it done by whenever it starts to get cold. But yeah, So I think that's really all that I'm knitting on right now is these slippers, and then I'll move into this and also kind of work on my scribble top at the same time. In other news, I have some spinning stuff. I didn't finish the braid because my spindle was getting too heavy and I was dropping it 1,000 times. So I decided to start plying it, which I'm sure this to any spinner you would be like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? So when I ply it, I just use the middle of it and then the outer edge. I had let this yarn sit for probably 3 weeks before I started plying it, so it should be set enough. But this is the plying. Come on. Yeah. I think my ability to make more consistent yarn is definitely improving. For some reason, this almost looks very worn, like maybe I've twisted it too much, or I'm not sure. I'm gonna see if I'm still liking it after I've washed it. You guys will be updated. If you wanna follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is iwoolly-like-that, spelled with 2 L's. Woolly is with 2 L's because the more the better. Just like Hillary, 2 L's, the more the better. And I'll have that probably posted on my Instagram to show a skein of my look. I've also been following, I think her Instagram handle is like Other Loops or something like that. And I've been looking, she's supposed to be coming out with a cardigan in March, and I told you this, I know this is the year of cardigans for everyone, but this is really the year of cardigans for me. Because I've made one so far. I've made none. Yeah. So she's coming out with like a loopy cardigan or something called like that. I'll post it in here. But it's just so pretty, and that is the cardigan I think I'm gonna make after I make this cardigan. So that's one of my acquisitions as well. In other news, sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. Okay, oh my gosh, the Amazon truck just got here. I'm embarrassed. I guess I'll just walk out. And what is he dropping off? Not to me, hopefully not to me. What did my husband get? Is it dog food? Oh God, okay, I'll be back. Shall we see what my husband ordered? Of course, that was a whole ordeal. Guinness barked. My child screamed. Numeric keypad. Probably something for work. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh, I was spinning. And I'm gonna finish this hopefully once I finish the spinning. But I went last Tuesday to Sip and Stitch with, oh my gosh, String Theory yarn. And it was at this cute little home, like almost like an appliance store, but it also had a bar in it. So you could sit down and knit and drink at the bar, and they had closed off the whole store for us to knit. I met some people knowing my age, but that's okay. It was fun to kind of just knit. The old fashioned that I had was super strong. I was like, boo. I was like started yawning like towards the end because it was later in the evening. I was like, okay, I'm ready to go home. I want to be on a couch, not stuck in a chair. But some of the people were very interesting, and I was glad to meet it, and I'm glad that I stepped out of my comfort zone and went and did something that I probably wouldn't otherwise do. And this Thursday I have some people from work coming over who want to learn how to knit or continue like getting better at knitting, so I'm really excited for that too. I'm gonna make dinner and gonna have an evening of knitting. So those are my plans. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get back on here. It's not intentional, it's just because life. I'd rather be living than talking to a screen. No. But I am so grateful for all of you who show up to watch me talk about my knitting. I know it's just another podcast in or another knitting YouTube channel and then knitting feed, and so I appreciate you showing up for me. If you want to join Jordan Knits and I for that Nomad Knit Along, it's going until March 29th. I don't have any prizes or anything like that. I'm not that far into my influencer journey that I can do that for people. But yeah, really excited for that, and I would love it if you guys would join us because they're pretty fast knits. Like, it takes me probably I can get 2 of these done in one day if you really wanted to. So, and I'm sure most of you out there are better than me. So you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. All right, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for stopping in. Love ya. Just kidding. I don't know why I said that. Okay, bye.